Hello! Today I'm going to be going over how I created my PNGtuber model using Veadotube Mini. The very first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download Veadotube Mini. The download is free, but they also give you an option to donate to the creators of this program, which if you have any extra cash is always a great thing to do. There are a lot of other programs that you can use to create your very own PNGtuber model, but as a beginner, I found Veadotube Mini to be very simple and easy to navigate. After you have Veadotube Mini downloaded, you're going to want to create the artwork for your model. There are a lot of free PNGtuber bases that you can get that artists have created online that you can reference for your model. But also another option that is great is to just commission an artist to create this model for you. This artist will be able to separate your model into all of the different layers that you need it to be in to be able to create your PNGtuber. For example, the layers that you're going to need for your model is going to include eyes open and mouth open for every expression that you're going to want to include. So for example, this is my base model, neutral model. I have neutral eyes open, mouth open, as well as eyes closed, mouth closed, like this. This is very important to have all of these layers separated because the way that you need to put these images into your Veadotube Mini is going to depict whether you can close your eyes and open your mouth while you're talking. Also, if you would like to have different expressions that you can toggle through, let me just close this, such as my smug expression, you have to have eyes open, mouth open, eyes closed, mouth closed for every single expression that you want to put into the program. So for example, there's mouth open, mouth close, eyes open. You need to have all of these different layers separated so that you can put them into the program grouped up in two separate formats. So you need to have eyes open, mouth open, as well as eyes open, mouth closed. And the same with the closed eyes, open mouth, closed eyes, mouth closed, so that your character will be able to be animated by the program when you put it in. So this is what Veadotube Mini looks like when you're inside of the program. As you can see, there's my model. It is reacting to my microphone over on the side here. And the blinking animation is randomized by the program. So this is what your files need to look like for your PNGtuber model before you put it into the program. Right here I have all of my different expressions. As you can see, smug, eyes open, mouth open, smug, eyes open, mouth closed, smug, eyes closed, mouth open, smug, eyes closed, mouth closed, and so on and so forth for every single expression that I want to put onto my model. For example, this is my default model, which I have it labeled here in the top, default. Right here on the side is where I have to put in all of the separate images. So right here it says closed mouth image, open mouth image, closed mouth blinking image, open mouth blinking image. You have to put in all of these separate versions of your image. Where you can put these in is you can put replace image and then go into your file and put the correct image into that slot. Over here you will see where you can put a state shortcut in on your keyboard so you can switch between all the different expressions and versions of your model that you want to toggle on and off. So for my base model, I have my state shortcut at number pad 1. So if I click on my number pad 1, it will go automatically to my default model. If I click on number pad 2, it'll switch over to my other expression that I have, which is smug. And same thing with this expression. Closed mouth image, open mouth image, closed mouth blinking image, open mouth blinking image. I created the artwork for this model myself while referencing some of the tools that were available online for bases and expressions for PNGtuber models. I also referenced some toggles that I could add to my model for when I want to stream with this model. For example, I created a headset toggle and controller toggle for streaming. I can switch through the same expressions as my base model in this model. So game D is number pad 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I will show you how you're able to animate the different models in whatever way that you want to. As you can see, my base model has this slight breathing animation. Now I'm going to show you how you can add that property to your PNGtuber model for the different expressions that you want. For example, this one has a breathing animation, and this one is shaking. I will go more in depth on how I added the gaming headset and controller toggles for my streaming model, but for right now, let me just show you how I created the slight customized animations on every single different expression of my model. Now, there's a lot more that you can do with your model than I did with mine. For example, if you go to State Effects, I have mine on wave mode 0%, 5%, 4 seconds, 0%. The numbers I didn't customize. I just went straight to wave mode. It's preset at custom. You can also do circling and breathing. I have my wave mode set to breathing. This is just a very basic animation that I wanted to have on my model specifically. When you're going in and you're making your PNGtuber model, I encourage you to play around with the different effects and customize your model to the way that you would like it. So for example, all of my expression models only have the breathing effect. Here is smug, sad, smug, sad, and there is angry. Another thing that you can do with your model, you can go into state properties and you can change the interval of the blinking, image mode, and the state name. This is where I put the name of all of the different emotions that I wanted to toggle through. For the blinking, I did not change any of these. I just left them how the program already had them. Now, to go a little bit more into depth on how I created the gaming toggle for my model, I have to go back into Files, and I created separate images, separate versions with these toggles on. How I did that, inside of the art program that I used to create my model, which I used Procreate, you can see up here that I just included my headset and controller toggle as a separate layer. So when I exported these images, I first did the first set of images without these toggles on, and then I saved a completely new set of images with these toggles on. I was able to import all of the toggled images into Veadotube Mini and create a completely separate PNGtuber version of my same model with these toggles. Now, exporting and naming all of these separate layers is honestly the thing that took the longest out of making my model. But if you're dedicated and you really want your model to look good and be customized to your liking, You just have to put the time and effort into saving all of these files and make sure that you name them correctly so that when you're putting them into the program, it is easy to select the correct images for the slots. Closed mouth image, open mouth image, closed mouth blinking image, open mouth blinking image. Over here, you'll see your microphone settings. You always want to make sure that the level right here, which is the bass level, is above the static noise. So if I don't talk, you can see right there that the static noise sits at about 11%. So you want to have your level above where the static noise is so that your talking animation only gets triggered whenever you speak into your mic and you go above that static noise level. There are also a lot of other videos here that will go into depth on how to specifically change these settings. But personally, I find Veadotube Mini to be a very simple program to navigate, and if you play around on it enough, you'll start to get the hang of it. Right here is where you can change your display settings for the background of the program. So you can do avatar scale, scale multiplier, movement scale, background, hue, saturation, value. So I have my background set to bright green because I'm able to, in OBS, set the chroma key to cancel out this bright green background so that I can have a transparent model on top of my stream. I also, when I'm streaming on other programs that don't have that feature, I have an image background. This image will then be the background for my model whenever I put it into that streaming program. You can mess around with this and make it whatever you want. There's also a transparent background. And now you can see my model is transparent. It's very simple. You just have to set the keys to what you're familiar with. And there you have it. You have your very own PNGtuber model. I hope this video was helpful. And if you have any further questions, then feel free to ask me in the comments. And I can always create a part 2 to this video answering any of them. Goodbye!